How to grow as a photographer. Do you want to grow as a photographer, but you're not really sure how? Or you feel like you've been doing a lot, but you're just not seeing any kind of real progress? Well, I'm going to give you my 3-step plan to fast track your success.
It's showtime.
I'm Mike Lloyd. I run a multi-six-figure boudoir studio here in Silicon Valley, California, and I love efficiency. I have a lot of things that I want to accomplish in my life and a lot of things I enjoy doing, and I'd rather do everything. So the more I can get done in less time, the better off I feel like I'm gonna be.
Nice work, Bone Daddy.
So I'm going to give you my 3-step process to fast track your results. Number 1, set a clearly defined goal. Number 2, actually schedule out your research and your practice time. Number 3, reflect. And I've got a 4th bonus one, so make sure you stick around till the end because this one's pretty darn important. All right, so number 1, set a clearly defined goal. You're like, well, yeah, I want to get better as a photographer. Not clearly defined. I want to learn lighting. Closer, but not clearly defined. I want to learn a one light setup to do dark and moody dramatic lighting. Boom, way better. Or I want to learn to shoot natural light and have a bright and airy look. Even better. Well, not better than dark and moody. I'm kind of partial to that, but you get the point. Be very specific. You don't want to learn posing. You want to learn posing techniques for plus size women on a chair. Super specific. And the reason we do this is because that's actually going to allow you to do the thing. If you just want to learn posing, there is so much that goes into posing: sitting, lying down, kneeling, standing, hanging off of something, painting something, right? There's a million different ways that we can position our clients in front of a camera. And if we just leave it open-ended like that, it's going to seem overwhelming. We're never going to make progress. We're just going to be like grabbing at all these things in the air, not actually achieving any real progress. But if you focus specifically, I want poses laying down on the bed. You can just spend time doing that and you'll get really good at it really fast if you just focus on that. But if you set up your lights and you're like, okay, cool, pose is lying down, and then you're like, what if I threw a hair light in there or some colored gels? Then you've already lost it because you're no longer focused on the lying down on the bed poses. Now you're thinking about lighting. So when you come up with your clearly defined goal, just stick to it. Number 2, plan your research and your practice time. Education is one of the biggest forms of procrastination on the planet. If I just learned a few more things, if I was just more prepared, if I just read this one more thing, watch this other thing, then I'll be ready, and you're never going to be ready. But it's stalling because the longer you spend watching videos about something, except this one, keep watching this one, or the more blogs you read, or the more books you buy, the longer it is until you actually have to go do the thing, which is when you're actually going to learn how to do the thing. So plan your research and your practice time.
Perhaps it can be improved.
So let's say Wednesdays are going to be my practice days. So from 3 to 4 o'clock, I'm going to read blog posts and I'm going to watch videos and I'm going to take notes and I'm going to get ready. Then the model's going to be here at 4 o'clock. And from 4 to 5, I'm actually going to shoot and I'm going to practice the things that I wrote down. Now you're like, but what if I need more time to prepare? Doesn't matter. Then maybe next week, you schedule yourself an hour and a half of prep time, but you have to schedule both and stick to it because it's way too easy to get stuck in that trap of procrastination by education and you're never actually going out to do the thing. Plus, it's like the scene from Good Will Hunting. I can tell you all about the Sistine Chapel, but until you've stood in there and looked at the frescoes, it's an entirely different world. So I can tell you how to pose somebody, or you can put them in front of your camera and learn the actual language that makes sense for you and that helps them. Do you demo everything first? Do you just explain it? What is your process? It'll be a little different for everybody, but you won't know until you do it. Of course, you need preparation. It's good to go in there with a set of tools and a list of things you want to practice. And that's why you schedule both. So don't overlook this and don't just say, oh, I'll do this for a while and then I'll go shoot for a little bit. Like, actually write it down on the calendar, make time for both so that it happens. Number 3, this one's super important and it's the thing that everyone forgets. I don't know if they forget. They just choose not to do it. Maybe you don't know that you're supposed to do it, but now you know, so no more excuses. Reflect on your practice time. You write down, like actually write down. Don't just sit there with a beer or a glass of wine and like think about the things. Actually write them down. Get a legal notepad, something simple like that. It doesn't have to be pretty. You don't have to show anybody, but write it down for yourself. Because when you actually write down the words and you have to form sentences or at least phrases to put down, you process the information more thoroughly. So we're going to write down what went well and what we could improve on for next time. So what went well, make your list. And then what can I improve on next time? Maybe you didn't take thorough enough notes during the research phase. You're practicing posing and you're like, well, I didn't really look at where the camera angle should be, or I don't know the right verbiage to guide somebody effectively. So next time you can look at this list and think, okay, I'm going to practice posing again. During my research phase, I'm going to make sure I'm learning the verbiage to actually put people into those poses, which, fun fact, when you're buying a posing guide or anything like that, don't just get a picture book. Get a guide that actually tells you how to move people into those poses, because otherwise you might as well just Pinterest search or Google image search boudoir photos and don't bother buying somebody's guide. Get a guide that actually tells you how to do that thing. So learning what you could improve on for next time will make the process more efficiently every time you do it. You're also going to start to notice patterns in your behavior and in the outcomes that you see from your practice time. Then you augment the way that you do it the next time, you get more results faster. It just builds and builds and builds, and it's really cool to do that. Soon, you're going to love this time when you can sit down and write down what went wrong and what went well, because you know that every time you do it, you're only going to get smarter faster. That's pretty darn cool. Also, writing down what went well, because you need to celebrate the wins, all of them, even if you think they're small. Maybe the first time you had all your memory cards full and your battery was dead when the model showed up, but the next time you came in, you were totally prepared for that. That's a win, right? You're learning how to be more prepared during these sessions. You're learning how to guide someone through poses. You're getting quicker with your lighting setup. Maybe this time you dropped all your lights down in the room, turned everything on, adjusted your settings, took the first photo, and everything was properly exposed, because you've done this enough now that you've learned your equipment and you know what it's going to do before you've ever taken the first photo. That's a win for sure. So writing this stuff down will make it seem like you are actually accomplishing something, because you are, and less like, okay, I am only going to be potential progress here. I'm never going to be good enough. And that's what it's going to feel like if you don't write down the wins. Even if you think they're small, like I managed to charge all my batteries this time, write them down. I like to have as many or more things that went well compared to the things that need to be worked on ahead of time. Being kind to yourself, treat yourself with that respect, because you're going through the motions, you're learning. You're not going to be perfect at everything the first time or ever, because that doesn't exist, but you're constantly getting better and you are doing things right. And it's so important to acknowledge that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Story time. When I first got into photography, I decided I want to be a professional, but I had no idea what the F I was doing. I knew that some buttons on my camera made the photos darker and some buttons made them lighter. I didn't know anything more than that. And I walked around, I took pictures of mailboxes and squirrels and rocks and like literally everything to try and learn my equipment. But when I wanted to start photographing people, an entirely different game. So what I did, I started a meetup group and I got 200 or 300 students in there, and I started teaching workshops. Now, I know I just said I had no idea what the F I was doing, and that was totally true. So what I did was I would form a very specific goal. I want to learn how to shoot with colored gels. I want to learn how to do avant-garde. I want to learn how to do 2 light setups. I want to do rear curtain sync and freeze motion for student athletes, something very specific. And then I would teach a workshop on that. And that gave me 2 weeks to learn how to do the thing so that I could then teach it in the workshop. So I had that urgency. I had to have the thing down well enough that I could explain it to new photographers during the workshop. And I had to do a good enough job that they would want to keep coming back, because it doesn't do me any good to teach a crappy workshop, have disappointed students who want their money back. Like, that's not sustainable. I want to provide a good educational experience and make money and continue doing this. So I did that for almost 2 years, and I got really good, and I got paid to learn how to be a photographer. Now, I do not recommend that everyone take this course of action. In fact, I don't recommend that anyone does that, but it worked well for me because I'm naturally a good teacher. I could figure things out, and I had the discipline to practice the things that I wanted to learn. And that was it. I set a goal for 2 weeks. I put the workshop out there. The seats sold themselves because I was teaching cool things. And then I scheduled the time, to do my research and then learn how to do it. We didn't have all the YouTube videos and courses. I think Instagram was like a brand new thing back in 2011 when I was starting to do this. Did not have the resources. So I literally had to go figure this stuff out on my own, but I made the time to do it. That's how I got to where I am now. And now I get to travel the country and I have students all over the world that I get to teach. And I'm so thankful that I did things the way that I did. But that forced me to have to follow this 3-step plan. Now, I promised a 4th step, number 4. This is probably the most important of the 4 steps. Repeat. Do it again. It's practice. Everything we're doing is practice because we're never going to do it once, be suddenly perfect at it, and then we never have to do it again. Everything is practice. Whether I'm running Facebook ads or I'm doing posing or lighting or I'm in a sales session, everything requires practice and constant improvement, which is cool because I'm already pretty darn good at this stuff and I'm only getting better. And so are you.
I believe it was our most horrible yet.
So repeat. After you've reflected and you've written down what went well and what you could improve on for next time, do it again. And improve on those things that you noted in your reflection. If the first time you tried this technique, you were a 3 out of 10, the next time you'll be a 5, and then you'll be a 7, and then you'll be an 8, and then everything just grows. It's so cool to do this. So again, my 3-step plan with the bonus step. 1, set a really, really clear goal. Very specific. Number 2, schedule your research time and your practice time. Don't just read books about it. Don't just watch videos about it. Get out there and do it. Put it on the calendar and just do that one thing. Number 3, reflect. What went well? Celebrate all the wins. And what could you improve on for next time? Because there's going to be a next time. Thanks to step 4. Do it all over again. So if you want to get more info about posing, about lighting, about marketing, about anything you need to make money as a boudoir photographer, be sure to watch the rest of my videos. And head on over to boudoirguild.com where you can just copy my business model and learn everything the way that I do it, and you can be making money too, really, really fast. So I hope to see you in the next video, and then I hope even more that you go out and practice this stuff, because you're never going to do it if you don't do it.